Hey, welcome. This is Scott,
And this is Sean.
and we're here. We want to talk to you real quick about an upcoming event, Saturday, March 30th. Now, we're going to have some fun. Sean and I were just talking about just wanting to do some good work and some things, and we said, well, why don't we put together an event, make it a really solid event to kick the rest of the year off to be the best of the year. Sean, what do you think?
Well, the funny thing is we announced it just like yesterday, and I think half the room sold out. So we wanted to make sure we got you something. And this is people didn't even know what we were doing.
Well, because the only reason they didn't know is because we weren't overly certain.
Yeah, and we're being cryptic. We were being us. We said, we're going to put an event on. Let's go do it.
Well, and that's what it comes down to so many times, doing as many events as we've done combined. You find that many times the best events are those that aren't so stringently planned. Now, this is going to be planned. Don't worry about that. But they just address what the audience really needs. And so what was interesting, as soon as we put it out, people started telling us, well, are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? Absolutely. Great ideas, right? So what's happening before, Sean?
So here's the thing. There's a before, during, and after, just like a great novel, great story. So before, one of the things that we know, and this is what's important, is that you model good behaviors. And what people are wanting is, before the event, do I know how to show up at the event? That's the key thing. That's the amazing thing. How am I going to show up at the event? Am I going to show up cold, or am I going to show up warm, ready, hot, and ready to go? So here's the thing. We've put this Facebook community together that's only for attendees. Now you can get your ticket and show up and be there in the room, which we all know is extremely valuable. But secondly, the thing that's even more important is that you do have access to a live stream. And even live streamers are allowed in this Facebook community. There's going to be interviews going on there. There's going to be help seats going on in there, so that we can get you ready, so that when you show up at the event, live stream or in person, you are ready to go, and you are going to take it to the next level. Now, we hear that I think that gets used way too often. But this next level this is the end of the first quarter of 2019.
Right.
Are you happy where you're at? Are you excited with what the rest of the year holds? Do you feel there's something missing that you need to if you could just tweak this? That's what we're going to talk about. That's what we're going to work on, because this isn't about us sharing information. This is about providing the values and the resource you need, you want, you deserve to get to the next level. So that's what's just happening before.
Yeah, well, I think that's phenomenal. And obviously we're going to carry that on afterwards, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But I think what happens is, far too many times people get into the new year and they've got all sorts of great intentions, and boy, they go and they go and they go, and then they don't go. And it never really gets them anywhere, and things like that. And we just wanted to, quite frankly, you and I have both been experimenting with a number of things. We've been testing a number of things with great success. And it's
would you say, folks, and Scott's always very humble about this, would you say 70% close rate of a room from a live event, from a 35-minute presentation? Was it 35 minutes? How long did you
get? Yeah, about that. Yeah, about
so a 35-minute presentation. Last speaker closed 70% of the room. Would you like to know what that secret sauce was that did that? And it's a secret sauce that's not special to Scott, although he's pretty unique, but it was something he had, a tool he had. So
right.
Part of this conversation, this event, is going to be how to use tools and techniques and tactics. Now, here, be very careful. Never let a good technique override a good principle.
Right.
So it's all about delivering value.
Well, and that's what we found is in testing some things. We went into the year doing a variety of different things, and followed up with a price point that, let's see, was 10 times higher, and achieved a 40% close rate. So, it's one of those things that those things are too good to keep. You got to share them, and that's really what we want to do. Now, once we're there, what are we going to do? We're going to go through those tools. We're going to go through a lot of different things. What else are we going to do?
Well, we're going to talk about 7 basic principles that you need to maximize your brand, your style, your effort, right? We're going to talk about addiction to approval. We're going to talk about there's a lot we're going to cover. And here's the thing, how are you going to cover that in one day? We're not.
Well, and that's exactly why we have the pre-care, we have the while you're there care,
Yep.
and then we have the aftercare. And so what are we doing after?
Well, the aftercare, again, is going to be back in the community. So, oh, by the way, I don't know if we mentioned this. Everybody who attends this event, now we're kind of throwing ourselves under a bus here because we think there's going to be a lot of people that are based on the current rate. We're going to give everybody a half-hour one-on-one conversation. Now, Scott and I may do it together, and we may sit there and give you a half hour, us together and mastermind, but that's what we have the community for, the Facebook community for, to get the rest of that. So the aftercare is going to be at minimum 4 one-hour sessions of Q&A, live Q&A.
Right.
I mean, scheduled live Q&A. Then there's just going to be the other stuff, because you can come to an event, you can go to any event, get excited, get on a plane, get in your car, drive back home and go, yeah, now what? And that's
it's really about the implementation and execution of it all, and that's why again, I know that I was sharing with you some of the tests that I've done at live events over the last few weeks, and that's what really got us talking.
Have you done a live event before?
I've done a few. And it was
500 plus, folks. That's what you're going to be sitting in front of, and that's what you're going to be watching through your screen, is the expertise of over 2,500 events, over 25 million sold from the stage. He won't brag about it. That's why I'm here. It's really why he only brought me here. So.
Well, I mean, you've been in 30 countries. I mean, my God, there's going to be a lot of expertise there. We're going to have some guest speakers. We're going to bring some people in. We're not even going to let you know who they are right now.
You will inside of the community.
We will inside the community. The reason we want you there is because we want you to have, quite frankly, the best year you've ever had going forward. I mean, that's the exciting part of all this. And that's the fun when you test a few things and you find a few things work, and you're just excited to share them with people. And quite frankly, we don't have any more time to wait on this. We got to get this put into action. So Saturday, March 30th, again, live event. We're almost sold out of where we had intended to have it. We'll see if we stay there or we end up moving, but that's actually one of the reasons we added the live stream, because also we were getting a lot of demand. We'd like to say the demand was from inside the United States, but it really has been abroad. I wonder who follows that. Maybe that's some of the Sean G. Murphy crowd that's really excited, and we want to help just as much abroad as we do right here.
So here's the thing. The reason that this doesn't look, it's not as polished as any other video you've seen, is because this isn't about being polished anymore. This is about getting S done, and you know what S is. And we got to get it done. So maybe we should have had more planning for this, but we don't. It's you, Scott. You say the new perfect is what?
The new perfect is done. Let's get this done, because here's what's going to happen. My guess, and it's only a guess at this point, but it's kind of an educated guess. I bet you another one comes around, with the success of this, as people say, hey, we want more and we want more and we want more. No promises. So let's make this one a rockin' event,
So click on the link, get your ticket. Oh, you know what we forgot to tell them?
What was that?
When they get their ticket, what happens? Who do they what?
Which
U
part?
plus one what?
Oh, yeah. Well, the ticket isn't for you. This is a U+1 event. Your ticket is good for you plus one. You need to invest in somebody you care about, somebody that could use a hand up, not a handout. Bring them along with you. Your ticket price is for you and your plus one to come and make sure that not only do you get poured into, but they get poured into as well. That's what U+1 is all about.
So understand that. So the ticket price is U+1, because we know that, and you'll hear our story at the event, how this all got started. And you'll hear it inside of the Facebook community. Why are you doing this U+1? Because we want you to have the experience, and there's nothing better than having somebody sitting next to you that you can have an accountability partner, that you can have this psychic income of being able to have been a part of something with somebody. So we're going to see you where? At the next event.
Next event, which is March 30th, Saturday, March 30th. Take advantage of it now.